Iraq has done what they said they were going to do all along. The central bank implemented a new electronic system so that the central bank would be out of the dollar auction. They now use the correspondent banks to facilitate internal and external trade. The central bank will no longer deal with retail. We can see January 2nd, there's not transfer abroad. Months ago, I said this was not gonna happen until after Trump sworn in. Marks. I am not hearing that from Iraqi contacts. They believe things will be in place before Trump. There is one, however, who thinks they are holding the trigger until after the congressional confirmation on January 6th. That contact is plugged in with the US Embassy. Starting to implement a secure global system for automating customs operations. In this article they are telling us the system will start on Jan 1st, 2025. How could this be without the IQD on Forex for a reference rate? I believe that this secure system will not yet be online since the IQD is not yet on Forex. It will need the IQD on Forex to properly conduct the customs collection service through a secure. My analytical thinking mind tells me something was held up again. It sounds too fishy to have multiple events being targeted around the same period, beginning of January 2025, and all of them relying on the IQD getting to Forex. Do you see it too? Come on folks, this is exciting, not a disappointment. Saleh came out and said the rise of the dollar will only be a bubble in the market for a temporary period. He doesn't want us to worry about it. He said it will not affect what is going to be given to us. Mr. Sami told me, wait and see what Alex says. He and the CBI control the rate, not the Parliament Finance Committee. To me it looks like the ball is in the central bank's court at this time. Iraq has to have some secrecy because it's so highly sensitive. It's going to have shocks. It's going to have an impact. I love this one. Iraq ranks first in the world in the concentration of natural resources. Iraq has the highest per kilometer of natural resources in the entire world: oil, gas, precious metals, minerals, gold and rare earth minerals, and more. Trust me, they have value to support a higher currency. Iraq establishes investment portfolio to support stability of national currency. Quote, the economic advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazar Mohammed Saleh, revealed Iraq's first step after extinguishing its foreign debts towards establishing an investment portfolio to support the stability of the national currency. These assets that support the stability of the balance of payments and the national currency, i.e. foreign reserves, are one of the aspects of the sovereign funds called quasi-sovereign wealth fund. We need to wait and see if they continue to have currency auctions. That's an important piece. Today's news suggests the currency auctions have officially ended. If the currency auctions have ended, you are extremely close to the rate change. This means you're extremely close to the rate change, like say hello to January. In other words, keep your freaking eyes on January. They told us so many times already they needed security and stability to begin the project to delete the zeros. Well, now they have it, and so will they begin the project now. My CBI contact has told me on my call to Iraq yesterday 0101 that the CBI is planning to conduct the project very soon, very soon. The central bank announces the suspension of the electronic platform mechanisms related to selling the dollar. Central bank announces major achievement in foreign transfers. Article 2. The central bank announces the suspension of the electronic platform mechanisms related to selling the dollar. Foreign currency auctions ending all over Iraq's news. It will have a bullseye effect on the exchange rate. Because the goal is to give the Iraqi citizens purchasing power. Iraq has taken all the necessary steps to get the Iraqi dinar back on track. I understand it's taking a long time, and I'm sure you feel anxious about this because of all these people blowing smoke up your ass and getting you hyped up on hopium. Relax. It's going to happen. I really believe that it's going to happen. Things are still looking good. I am definitely hearing conversations in Iraq about small notes, lower denominations, they would not be talking about this in Iraq if the dinar were not about to have a higher value. The regional and global integration has begun to take shape. It's pretty big, you guys. This is all in real time, and we're watching it. We've been talking about it for a long time, and now we're seeing the fruits of their labor. The economic advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazar Mohammad Salih, announced that the current Iraqi government seeks to strengthen sustainable economic partnerships with major countries. Salih told Euphrates News, Iraq has left behind the legacy of isolation and regional and international conflicts since 2003, and our country is currently experiencing a very high level of stability with the international economic community and building economic relations that achieve common interests, led by openness to an international strategic investment environment based on the path of development, which is led by central infrastructure in improving transportation, energy and port networks. He added, in addition to establishing free industrial and economic zones to attract real foreign direct investment with high added value. Salih continued, also, continuing the strength of traditional trade tributaries, especially in crude oil trade and traditional trade, will remain important factors in building our country's interests with the world, by dealing with Iraq's international partners, led by major friendly countries, namely India, Turkey, China, Korea, the United States, Japan, and sister and friendly countries such as the Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Iran and the rest of the neighboring countries. The head of the National State Forces Alliance, Mr. Ammar al-Hakim, stressed during his speech at the mass gathering in Najaf on the anniversary of the martyrdom of the martyr of the Mihrab, Grand Ayatollah Syed Muhammad Baqir al-Hakim, may his secret be sanctified, that fighting corruption, establishing security, and building a balanced economy are our gateway to building a strong state, while calling for striving through Iraq to establish long-term economic ties and common interests that our peoples and the peoples of our Arab and Islamic region enjoy. Mr. Ammar al-Hakim also stressed the importance of focusing on reconstruction projects, economic development, and increasing investments in the country. The Iraqi economy has long faced many challenges, including political instability, the effects of conflict, and a heavy reliance on oil exports. Despite these difficulties, Iraq has begun to explore opportunities to diversify its economy, with a particular focus on revitalizing the industrial and agricultural sectors. Statements by Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani highlighted the government's commitment to supporting industries in both the public and private sectors, while emphasizing the encouragement of youth to participate in these sectors. The first day of the new year has been designated as a significant turning point in Iraq's economic roadmap, reflecting a shift towards developing the industrial and agricultural sectors. The Iraqi economy remains heavily dependent on oil, which accounts for around 90% of government revenues. This dependence has created economic vulnerability, especially in the face of fluctuating oil prices or economic